Hello and welcome back to our channel. This is Mab, your daily fills of learning. The moon has long been a subject of fascination for humanity, and in recent years, there has been renewed interest in exploring and colonizing this celestial body. With advancements in technology and space exploration, it is now possible to envision a future where humans live and work on the moon. If you are interested in the idea of colonizing the moon, here are the 10 steps that need to be taken in order to make it a reality by 2025. Step 1. Develop a plan. Before any exploration or colonization can begin, a detailed plan needs to be developed. This plan should outline the overall objectives, goals, and strategies for the mission. It should also take into account the resources, technology, and logistics required for the mission. On April 3, 2023, NASA announced the 4 astronauts selected for the Artemis II mission, marking the first crewed mission aboard NASA's Deep Space Exploration System. The mission will test the Orion spacecraft, Space Launch System or SLS rocket, and ground systems at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Over a 10-day period, the crew will confirm the functionality of all systems with people aboard in deep space, paving the way for future missions. The success of this mission will bring us closer to landing the first woman and next man on the moon in the Artemis III mission. Step 2. Create a habitat. In order to colonize the moon, a habitat needs to be established. This will be the primary living and working space for the colonists. The habitat will need to be designed to withstand the harsh environment of the moon, including extreme temperatures, radiation, and meteorite impacts. NASA plans to land astronauts on the moon's south pole in the Artemis III mission, with the aim of establishing a future base camp there due to its potential access to resources. They will initially use the human landing system for short-term lodging, with a fixed habitat envisioned for future missions. NASA has been collaborating with companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, Lockheed Martin, and Boeing to develop the necessary technology and infrastructure for lunar exploration. This includes habitation systems, life support systems, and spacecraft design, as well as refining ideas for an orbiting home and office. Step 3. Develop life support systems. The habitat will need to be equipped with a variety of life support systems to ensure that the colonists have access to clean air, water, and food. These systems will need to be sustainable and able to function over the long term. The lunar South Pole has been identified as a strategic location for a future base camp due to the availability of important resources like ice, water, oxygen, and minerals. Data gathered by the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and the Lunar Crater Observation indicate the presence of these resources, which would need to be mined to support human life on the moon. Establishing a self-sustaining presence on the moon would not only enable scientific exploration, but also act as a stepping stone for future deep space missions, including crewed missions to Mars. Step 4. Establish a power source. In order to support the habitat and its life support systems, a reliable power source will be required. Solar power is one option, but other alternatives such as nuclear or geothermal power may also be considered. Step 5. Create a transportation system. In order to transport people and materials to and from the moon, a transportation system will need to be developed. This may involve the use of rockets, space shuttles, or other spacecraft. NASA plans to build an Artemis base camp on the lunar surface and a gateway in lunar orbit. These structures are intended to facilitate extensive exploration and scientific research by both astronauts and robots. With the Artemis base camp, the agency hopes to establish a self-sustaining presence on the moon by accessing and utilizing the resources found at the lunar South Pole, including water, ice, minerals, and other materials. This would enable longer stays on the moon and potentially serve as a stepping stone for crewed missions to Mars. The gateway, on the other hand, would serve as a critical way station for astronauts traveling to and from the lunar surface, providing them with the necessary infrastructure and support systems for long-duration missions. Together, these 2 elements of the Artemis program represent a significant step forward in the exploration and understanding of our closest celestial neighbor. Step 6. Mine resources. The moon is rich in resources that can be used to support the colony, such as water, minerals, and helium-3. Mining these resources will be an essential part of the colonization process. Step 7. Develop agriculture. To establish a sustainable food source, the colonists will need to develop agriculture on the moon. This will involve growing crops in controlled environments such as greenhouses. Step 8. Establish communication systems. To ensure that the colonists can communicate with Earth and with each other, a reliable communication system will need to be established. This may involve the use of satellites, radio communication, or other technologies. Step 9. Develop scientific research. One of the primary goals of colonizing the Moon is to conduct scientific research. This research will help us to better understand the Moon and its role in the solar system, as well as to explore new technologies and innovations. Step 10. Establish a permanent colony. The ultimate goal of colonizing the Moon is to establish a permanent colony. This colony will be a self-sufficient community that can support human life over the long term. It will be a place where people can live, work, and thrive in a new environment. In conclusion, colonizing the Moon is a complex and challenging task, but it is one that we are capable of achieving. By following these 10 steps, we can create a sustainable and thriving community on the Moon by 2025. This will be an incredible achievement for humanity and will open up new possibilities for exploration, discovery, and innovation. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative content like this. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.